Hello, good people. This is Emmanuel Sanyu Safali bringing you yet another episode of The Promise Show. And today I want to talk very quickly about what motor insurance is all about. And then I'll take you through what the benefits of the third party are. And then for those who want to upgrade to something higher, there is what we call enhanced third party. It's called the window glass package. Then lastly, we shall delve into the comprehensive insurance, which is like the epitome of the motor insurance because it covers the vehicle owner plus the other people. But all that we shall dive deeper. Let's go for a short break and come back and see how this all works. Thank you. Keep tuned. In this year 2021 is when the whole insurance industry came together and realized there was a lot of fraud happening. There were lots of people having fraudulent stickers, so they could not just come out. So URA also had to partner with insurance players to make sure that whichever car comes to the road with this number plate, because most of these monies that are collected out of the 72,000 or 70,000 or 68,000 that you pay, that is charged whenever you press those numbers, the star 165 star 4 hash, then you put in your number plate, it will calculate for you how much you have to pay for a third party. So that money is just 22,000 shillings goes to the insurance company or any other insurance company for that matter. And then the rest of the money are government taxes. As we shall see, the VAT, the stamp duty, and the sticker fees, name it, there's so much. But what is the benefit? The benefit is what we call the third party benefit. So third party liability and bodily injury. We pay up to 1 million shillings should anything happen to the person you may knock. Because remember we talked about the first party, the second party, and third party. The first party is the owner of the vehicle. Then the second party is the insurance company. The third party is another person who will be damaged as a consequence of your vehicle. So should it knock any person and people can identify, maybe there's a police around the people whose person has been knocked, if they can't really talk for themselves, then there is a police statement to it. People can come and demand from the insurance company that, that sticker has to be well labeled, showing which insurance company is taking on. So should anything happen, these people have to run very fast to the insurance company with a demand letter. Of course, the client is notified. In case they ran off, they have to tell them that there was something that happened along Gayaza Road or anywhere. So we have to pay that money, up to 1 million Uganda shillings. And that's the end of the story. But what if you knock more than 2 people in a year? Ideally, the insurance company, once it pays that money, that policy should have expired if you had just paid up to 1 million shillings. Then you have to reinstate that policy. But, without going into all that, it's the requirement of the law. For that vehicle to move on the road, you have to have third party. So, I've talked about the third party, and that is what we're trying to revolutionize. Before, there used to be agents at all the petrol stations countrywide, so you can go to any shop outlet. Then other companies have partnered with other fuel stations so that you can get that service very fast. Now, because of the fraudulent issue, that's why they brought in the system of paying on mobile money, whereby now URA collects its taxes and then remits the premiums to the insurance company. And that is becoming faster. It's more effective. People who have used that system can attest on the comment section below. Now, that is the third party. We can talk about window glass. There's the window glass bit. I just want to take you through briefly what it's all about. This is something unique because we realized with just third party you are not covering anything on the car. So if you want to also cover something, and which is the most delicate part of your car right now, is your windscreen, your glasses, because anything can happen if a flying stone can hit it and damage it, and that by law is criminal. So if we look at the scope, what are we covering? We're looking at, of course, the window glass, the front windscreen, the door glass, and the rear view mirror or glass. So damage to the windscreen, as where the damage is sufficient to cause your vehicle to fail a test under the Traffic Act. So the things are legal. Should they find a crack in your windscreen, you have to replace that windscreen. But if you have this package, you can be able to put it back, and at a very comfortable minimal rate, as we shall see very shortly. And the scope, depending on the limit that you attach to your windscreen. So, and we always do replacement. Of course, we have to do an inspection before we take it on. The exclusions are also mentioned below, but we can't go into all this discussion right now. These are the computations, okay? Let me just take you through a simple example, an illustration of how much it will be. Okay, this is an example of a vehicle, a Toyota Hilux. It had set its screen value at, say, 1 million shillings. And we charge at 10% of that, that is 100,000 shillings. Now, because you already have the third party, because idea in the system of third party, you must have paid on mobile money. Then you'll have to pay the stamp duty. There you're seeing 35,000. I multiplied it by 0. This is the window glass, and that is all we are covering, and the third party person you may know. But now there's the epitome, like the package that covers everything. This is what we call the motor comprehensive private, for instance. The saloon cars, we all have cars, you bought them. Many times we don't consider cars that are older than 20 years. Should they be 20 years, we may charge a higher rate. And we also have to inspect and see that it's in a very good condition, mechanical condition. So this one covers 12 months, a year. And what we are covering is part 1, own damage or theft to the car. Should anything happen, we are going to take care of that. But of course, I'll take you through what we call minimum excess. There's a small contribution that you make as a customer for your own damages. You contribute at least 10% or 100,000 shillings, whichever is more. That's what we call minimum excess. Then the part 2 is the liability to third parties. And there are 2 sections under this. There is death or injury, that is bodily injury to employees or family members, or that is excluding those. But damage or bodily injury to people outside, just like motor third party, this one is covering other liabilities, bodily injuries. But now the limit is higher. And then the second bit of third party liability is property damage. Your car may lose control and it hits another person's property. It may bump into another person's car. That is still covered under property damage. So let's look at an example of what it takes. This is an example of a vehicle worth 30 million shillings. It could be a Toyota, it could be Mercedes. You have to give us the model and the year of manufacture of the vehicle. And then you give us the market value, how much you used to purchase it, inclusive of taxes, because if it's already in Uganda, you have already paid for taxes, and we need to know how much it would cost. Should it get damaged beyond repair, how much shall we need to compensate you? So that is what we could charge. If it's private, I mean we are talking about the owner of the vehicle plus their spouse. Those are the only people allowed to drive the car. Should other people get involved and they get accidents, that will be deemed under commercial, which we shall look into very shortly. But very quickly, if you look at the premiums involved, for 30 million, we are charging you about 1.4 million shillings. And there are other discounts that come along. If you have a tracking device, let's say you have to get an installation certificate, we will give you a discount of 15%. If your car has an alarm system, You also give us an installation certificate for it, we'll give you another 5%. That's about 20% for both of your basic premium. So there's a lot that we can discuss, but all these are extras. As you have seen, the third-party bodily injury here per person, it's up to 10 million shillings. Remember that for the one of third party was just 1 million shillings, but now it has gone to 10 million shillings. So there's a lot and other extensions, but let's also go now to what a commercial rate looks like. So if it's commercial, if you're using your vehicle, you're hiring it out, or you're using it with several drivers, then that becomes a commercial nature. So people who are doing Uber, you're giving out your vehicle, this works best. As long as you're hiring it out, we can look at a rate of say 5%. But if it's a pickup, these are purely commercial vehicles, they do a lot of cargo, trips. These are trucks, those we shall charge 6%. So this is an example of, again, the value of say 30 million shillings. We look at the rate of 6%. You're looking at basic premium of 1.8 million, and then with the taxes involved, you're looking at 2.1 million. But for the benefit of our economy, I know sometimes when you're in depression, we may not afford to pay all this money at once. We can apply for what we call an insurance premium financing, whereby you can pay this 2.1 million over 10 months. You are paying an installment, they will charge you a rate of about 8%, so you find yourself paying about 220 or 230,000 per month for 10 months. Now, because of the law of cash and carry, whereby the regulator requires that these premiums are paid upfront, we can arrange, or you can apply for what we call insurance premium financing, whereby we approach our bankers, you write them 10 checks, they will charge about 8% of your premiums, such that instead of paying this 2.1 at once, as example, you will pay maybe about 230,000 shillings per month for 10 months. Yeah, you write checks to them, and then they be deducting this amount. So should any problem arise during that time, for us, we shall still pay you and pay the third parties, and then for you are good to go. So the benefits again are the same, and that is it. So today my key takeaway is, first of all, let's endeavor to take on, of course, use the rightful channels. Right now, all MTN outlets, mobile money outlets, even the customer service centers, are available to take on your third-party insurance. And then, as long as you have paid on mobile money, you can access that service very easily. As long as you get that reference number, you reach out to any outlet, you'll get a sticker. Second of all, the window glass. We talked about it as well. Or maybe another thing that I missed out is under the enhanced third party, you can increase your limit from 1 million shillings as the limit to maybe 5 million or 10 million, depending on what you prefer, and also depending on your work experience, depending on the nature of your job. But very easily, you can take on just the window glass and the third party. But for the best cover of your vehicle, whether it is parked in your fence or outside on the street and anything happens, and remember the other extensions like political violence, terrorism cover, things can happen to your car that you can't imagine. So with the comprehensive, you will be well settled. So my call to action, please reach out on the numbers below. Send your comment section for your experiences of comprehensive or third party, so that we begin this discussion. Let's have a better experience, because we don't want to just be people who are sending out campaigns without giving you a good service. This is the time now to embrace insurance, because it's everywhere. It's becoming more proactive. We're reaching out to you, we're giving you all the options that you need to get a better service for the betterment and for the safety of your hard-earned asset, your vehicle, and the people on the road that are protected by the law. Thank you. Till next time, I remain Emmanuel Sanyi Safali. Remember to subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed. I'll be hearing from you from the comment section below. Till next time, see you. Bye-bye.